Credibility is the foundation of leadership. This is the inescapable conclusion we have come to after more than 30 years of research into the dynamics of the relationship between leaders and constituents. People have to believe in their leaders before they will willingly follow them. That's why we first wrote Credibility: How Leaders Gain and Lose It, Why People Demand It, 20 years ago. And it's why we have taken the time to thoroughly update and revise it. Credibility is about how leaders earn the trust and confidence of their constituents. It's about what people demand of their leaders as a prerequisite to willingly contributing their hearts and minds to a common cause. And it's about the actions leaders must take in order to intensify their constituents' commitment. Timing is everything. When the first edition of Credibility was published in 1993, we noted that nearly half of America's workforce was cynical. Worldwide, 60% or more of workers believed that their management wasn't honest with them. More than half had lost confidence in the abilities of their top management, and overall, confidence in major business was at a historic low of only 26%. We wanted to remind leaders how important it was to attend to the fundamentals. We thought they should take the importance of earning and sustaining credibility more seriously. We wanted to offer a useful framework and practical suggestions on what leaders could do to increase the trust and confidence others had in them. We hoped we could play some small part in restoring people's faith in their leaders. For several years, it seemed that leaders were listening. Things got better, perhaps because leaders took notice, or perhaps because things couldn't get much worse. The public's mood changed. The decade of the 90s and the turn of the century saw increases in trust, confidence, and credibility among leaders of major institutions. But these shifts turned out to be short-lived. In 2010, during a cab ride to the airport in Flint, Michigan, we were chatting with the driver, a laid-off automobile worker. He was telling us that he once had a great job on the assembly line at a nearby General Motors plant, but that now he and his buddies were convinced that they wouldn't find another manufacturing job. He told us how he was worried that they'd never be able to return to the lifestyle they once enjoyed. Then he said, "How can it be that GM loses $38 billion in 2007, and then in the first quarter of 2010, they made $1 billion in profits? They must have been hiding the money." We could hear the anger and cynicism in his voice. He was clearly suspicious of the company, and it was evident that he spoke for more than himself. He was expressing something, he said, that his friends, family, and former co-workers had discussed quite often. While his numbers may not be entirely accurate, his mood was unmistakable. After rising for a decade, in the early 2000s, confidence in institutions and leaders began to slide, and by 2007, trust, the key ingredient of credibility, took a nosedive. Whatever gains had been achieved had been lost. Organized religion, Wall Street, Congress, business executives, the presidency, public schools, newspapers, banks, insurance companies, car salespeople, HMOs, and more have taken hits. No single incident accounts for the whole decline, but many point to Enron as the beginning of the fall. WorldCom, Tyco, Fannie Mae, other corporate accounting scandals, and illegal trading in mutual funds confirmed the suspicions of many about corporate greed, with folks like Bernard Madoff and Callisto Tanzi of Italy's Parmalat only reinforcing these fears.